This is Colin. This is the weekly Digits Club AMA session with Mirko from Unix. Welcome once more. We have a whole team from the Digits Club here as well. They can answer or ask questions in the chat and we'll pick it up. Today on the planning, to start with land NFTs, the main topic from last week. Mirko, you briefly mentioned before the ape coin, selling it for profit, and now going into new land plots. What did you explore?
Yeah, I had actually also made a video about it, about land, because I mean, just like briefly touch on, how much possibilities is there. And we see in Unix, like, because we anyway utilizing NFTs, right, to get yields and to have, the focus on NFTs is like really, yes, there's token plays, there's like, if, like a new governance token, let's say from a, like Ron token from Ronin blockchain, that was a thing, or the ape token, this is something, there's highlights, but we want to invest and want to look for land pieces, what increasing in value over time, because, it's also about AUM, right, as a company, so asset under management. And if you can secure, let's say, I don't say a lot, you don't need to buy the whole stash, right? Because you want them also to trade, but there's like so many metaverse projects and they're really like awesome projects on it, and with some they have an own token, some they have only the NFT, and I see just a huge potential there. And it's just starting with these pictured NFTs, but right, that's still like massive. So yeah.
Just the beginning. How early do you think we are in terms of the whole land NFT thing in general?
I think only with Sandbox and Decentraland, there was a some they went in. But I mean, if you think you've been early, very early was January last year. I think you could buy a Sand token was, I think, 4 cents or 2 cents. I don't remember. Yeah. And the land you could purchase with Sand tokens. The map was empty. But why is somebody go in? Now it's like a hype. There's no more land free, so now it's like the demand is there, and as more the games, the projects develop, as more demand is there. And if you think that we're talking about alpha on Sandbox, that's the alpha.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Where is the beta and where is the final? It's like there's so much stuff, and Sandbox and Decentraland are just being in the right time, I would say. Also, when Meta announced about the Metaverse, because with that announcement, then the Metaverse coins, people who don't know anything about Metaverse, they know, oh, Metaverse coin, I buy. It's like, right, there's no really due diligence. It's like super simple. You don't need to, you go on Binance, you go,
the hype wave that they catch.
That's it.
Yeah.
But here, like going on OpenSea, going on a let's say on a decentralized, or like this is not decentralized, but taking your money from an exchange on going to OpenSea, whereas at the moment I would say the most of the token plays about land. This not everybody's doing that. Yeah. So right. For example, like here, if you heard about Netvrk, they have also a token on, and it's pretty well, and there's many people like bigger.
Is it like how is it written? Is it like Netvrk with like a fee?
Exactly.
It's the token I've been looking at in my own daily videos.
Yeah, and this I mean they're building basically. Wait, let me share the screen. Yeah. I don't know. Can I click through the tabs? You will still see that?
Yeah, I think so. If you, we'll see it.
Yeah, I mean here like Netvrk, still like there's and there's like people really good support like Alex Becker, Elliot Trades, Crypto Benter. They always mention again and again Netvrk. They really believe in it. I think it's an awesome project. And yeah, they're building also kind of a metaverse, like for NFTs, for games, and here with the land, and just for example for the Netvrk land, because they kind of want to really go in the VR direction also in the long run. Yeah.
Right.
So the land here at the moment doesn't look so fancy. Yeah. But there's many more. Yeah. If you go here, how many collections have? Network transports, yeah, like network avatars, bonuses, Netvrk land. There's so much stuff going on, you know, and at the end, all these collections, they will play a role in this project. And
Right.
for me, a price 0.6 with a I would say a strong token, yeah. And in addition, you can stake your land, you know. You have here kind of Netvrk saying you can stake the token, but I don't know where is that. You can also stake your land. I don't know where is that now. Yeah, but the thing is with the land. So what I like is on that one is, first of all, the token is pretty good. I mean, there's a good, let's say, volume on it. I mean, it's not a dead token. It's not just something what it comes out. They're coming up with features. If you follow their Twitter, you know, they're doing partnerships, they're active, the team. And they have a large backing. You know, like if you think like how many partnerships they have already acquired here, you know, it's like really, they're like slamming it with partnerships, games, everything. It's like really, because they are not limited. Then all the blockchains, the investors, I wouldn't say this is like the tier one, but that's actually what I support more heavy, because they are like hustlers. They are like really hard worker,
Right.
and they convince with results. And yeah, I'm bullish on that. We have land, we have transports, all, you know, just like a little back here, a little bit back there, and just as a holding, you know, like, and then there's like, yeah.
What do you think in terms of course, we now have maybe 10, 12 of these projects, right, that
Yeah.
are really into like the top 200 OpenSea tradable volumes. At some point, this will become 20, 50. Are you going to spread the risk and wait for the big hits, or are you going to be picky along the way in what you choose?
It depends a little bit on how much you can allocate. You know, in our case, as a company, we have a little bit more, room to play with, I would say. Not that we see it as a game, but yeah, it's. I mean, it's like it's with everything. Yeah, like buy early, like maybe a bag, you know, and make dollar cost average. Yeah, if it goes down, but you know, it's like in the Ethereum or in the NFT space, you know, it's like you can take profits. You can say buy one or sell one or two, you know, you keep it, and then looking maybe to get your initial investment back, and then you just maybe, you know, leave it and let it grow, you know, like
Right.
if he compared it with like real estate, you know, to build something, and then maybe, you know, until you get your ROI, it takes some years, you know. So I
Definitely.
don't want to wait 10 years or longer, but you know, I think play to earn VR, AR, I think 5 to 10 years to be on a VR level or AR level, that this one is taking off, you know.
But then in this case, yeah, of course, I understand. So you have to be this early to get that relatively affordable entry point. The longer you wait, the higher the price potentially, like with Sandbox. When the next, let's say, crypto gaming bull run would occur, do you think that these projects are as relevant as they were last time? Or will it be less significant or more significant, the potential growth?
Yeah, we need to differentiate a little bit, because there's like in a bull run, I would say that the token maybe is having a very good run, but maybe the NFTs, you don't see them exploding, you know, like they need to be like, I think especially in there is no demand like on these NFTs at the moment. That's why there is not much activity. If we check here, you know, like there's like really very little sales, buy and sells only. So
Why do
I
you
don't
think
know.
that
It's
is?
hmm?
Why do you think that is, that the volume is that low? Is it across the whole NFT place, or is it just the land?
No, it's just because you cannot do anything with this. It's same like coins. You cannot do anything with it. You know, you either can sell or, you know, sell them for profit. But on some you can stake, you know, and the land
Right.
is, because if you think like it's only 9,800 people can trade these land, and there's 3,800 owners, you know, that's why there's like very limited movement on that. And as long the game is not, or the project is not developing anything that this makes it really useful, so yeah, you have not much to do. So for a lot of people it's a holding.
So it will just be a
So
waiting game in that case, right? Waiting for at least the project to deliver.
yeah, and if you think like, I mean, Netvrk, we don't know where is it now, but for example, yeah, okay, we have now the success story of, for example, from last year, punks and bored apes and kongs. These been the three you heard about when there was like in August, there was like a run on
Yeah.
and also after on NFTs. And okay, this is the success stories, you know. So and what do you think, like what bored apes have built? Yes, of course, they had a lot of capital through fees and so on, but what they did now with the token, and they announced in the same time also the game with Animoca brands. Yeah, if you check the website, something is brewing.xyz. You know, this is like the next release. Plus, having purchased CryptoPunks, but this is more a fundamental impact. Yes, they're building something, but because of their success, all eyes on crypto board apes. But
yeah,
what about, let's say, subducts? What about creeps? What about other awesome projects in the space? You know, on the NFT side, maybe they. But what is the goal? Do you want this 100, this from 1 Ethereum to 100 to 200 Ethereum? This is luck. I mean, you know, this like you've been there for the mint or not, you know, like,
right.
and now the minting becomes more difficult because everybody's looking for the next mint, you know. So and have you now, and let's say with land the same, or with any NFTs, the project need to now deliver. Yeah, punks was luck. Come on, yeah, it's like, I mean, Lava Labs, they created them, yeah, but it was more like a test, like maybe an experiment, you know, like I don't know. And it kicked off 2017, I think, or when they released. It's very the punks are very old actually, and bored apes. This is just like a meme coin, yeah. Like I mean, I cannot compare that. There's really like an awesome team behind, but it's like luck, okay? Like
Yeah, well,
that
at
you've
least on
been
how it
there.
started. Maybe they're now trying to catch up with some real utility because of the value. But in
Yeah,
the beginning, it
and
was
they're
just,
doing everything right if you think like
yeah,
that. And now they're developing on it. You know, all the things they did with the responsibility they have through their returns and the hype about the NFTs. I think they made an awesome job here. Perfectly. Like they got the token. I think all the major exchanges been there, everybody at the same time. I don't remember when I saw another day and such an event like this. And again, and they're also working hard, I believe. They have a little bit more advantage because they are hyped. And if you're hyped, everybody helps you, you know, because
yeah,
everybody wants a piece of the cake. So that's why Netvrk, let's say OVR, Treeverse, Matrix World, BYO Land, you know, the ones we will go through, they have Unix gaming. Yeah. We are not tier one, let's say, have the backing like Merit Cycle or let's say like Yield, but we're working hard, you know. So our
right.
time is just takes longer because you don't get the booster from stars, let's say, you know, from an all-star people.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
yeah, so this was how I see that. And yeah, and there's many more projects here. OVR, it's not really, sorry, I go more into the land pieces. OVR, there's also kind of land. I'm not, so we don't have any land purchase with them, but it's definitely also interesting. It's really like something more with the real world replication, OVR mapping, you know, building your avatar, and they already have actually kind of impressive expansions, you know, what the app download 300,000.
Right.
I don't know if the stats all correct, but yeah, they're heavily working on it. And to backing partnerships, it's kind of also not the all-star backing, but yeah, I think the team maybe is very ambitious, and that's at the end what needs in any project, you know. Like that's why you have an Elon Musk, you know, he's building and building and building, and he don't rest, you know.
Right.
But again,
So from your perhaps
yeah.
from your like investor point of view, right? As with the guild, you're basically holding these plots of land for the appreciation in value, right, over time, but perhaps also because coming back to how many they are, right? You have to choose. There are so many potentially great projects.
Yeah.
Hopefully, right? Where's the distinction made? Because obviously, as with any investor, maybe as a company, it's a little bit higher, but you have certain budgets that you need to work with. Is there like an ROI taken into consideration on the time frame, or is it more of like how does that work? Well,
So
what maybe other
personally,
smaller investors could model, let's say.
as personally, what I did, and I'm you know, everybody started somewhere. So what I did, I basically, let's say you of course, important is your due diligence, right? And that's why it's good to have groups like your Digits Club, you know, where you can discuss with others, you know, about the project, because you need a different point of view sometimes. You know, maybe you're good in finding projects, but you're bad in maybe financial factors. So it's like it's good to have really a team or a good group to talk about. And personally, for me, I was like, usually I bought like, let's say, I buy in 10 projects, and I expect maybe 7 to fail, you know, but with 3 I make profit. You know, it covers. Right. It covers. Let's say I wouldn't say I lose all my money on a project, but I take losses. You know, so on 7 projects, maybe but there's 3 projects. Maybe I make maybe one project I make a 10x, and another one a 3x, and the other one a 5x. And with the other one, I take maybe 2x losses or 1x losses. I don't know. And then, you know, this is how I did that for myself. And at the moment, I'm doing just for fun for myself. Like I like NFTs, you know, I buy them. But I have also not time to look at minting, and then, oh yeah, there's a time. It's because usually midnight here and so on. It's like, middle in the night, not midnight. Midnight would be awesome, you know. So we can talk for 2 hours and then mint together, you know. Yeah. So I think the diversification of portfolio, I think it's important, especially in a field where I'm not expert in, you know, because NFTs, I think it's new for a lot of people, and I hope your community like to talk about NFTs, because, you know, I see your videos many times. It's about token, and, you know, all the games usually the allocations is in token, but
yeah, I'm exploring it. So
yeah, we shouldn't close our eyes. I mean, this is like, you see, like, and now, let's say the crypto people, they thinking, fuck, you know, because they bought apps, they have first the NFT and now the token. So like, you know, like how many people I saw on Twitter today, they become millionaire overnight just because they minted the board ape. You know, like it's worth crazy. You need 8, I think it was 8 board apes, and you're actually a millionaire, you know, a gifted. Yeah, plus you have your board ape as value as well. It's crazy, you know. Even you would have a board ape bought on 70 Ethereum floor, yeah, just or 75, not even 7 days ago, you would have bought it. I mean, this is luck, okay? You cannot know that they bring out the token, yeah, but you could always almost have paid off your board ape, Yeah, because you get like 10,094 ape token. If we check with, I think we checked with $16, it's like 160,000, you know. So
Yeah,
anyway, this
crazy.
is I like this story because
Would have
for
been
me
the
it's
perfect play. Yeah, I think it's like tremendous. Still, there's liquidity in the market on the supply and demand side to create that value, of course. But I definitely realized that coins are coins, and they serve as like ecosystem support. And the NFTs can carry so much more than that, right? In terms of utility. And I think
yeah.
we're just only discovering right now what that utility actually means, right? So people are just building things like you get things like smart NFTs. It becomes more, I don't want to say more crazy, but one thing, of course, because of the launch pads and the allocations is really my thing. One thing I've been really curious about is the transfer of vested allocation through NFTs, right? Which I'm like, oh my God, like if that's possible, then there must be so many other opportunities like the land, like all the other opportunities where it's like huge. But is there sushi?
Yeah, I just wanted to show something because Gary V, he's a huge NFT supporter, and he made a collection with, but I cannot find the original. It's called Flying Fish Club. It's not this one. This is a fake one. And basically, he raised 18 million with NFTs, and it's basically you can only join the restaurant with this NFT. You know, like something like that. And I like that. What's happening about that? And Shopify also supports NFTs. Instagram coming with NFTs now. They just announced that there was a conference in, I think, Austin, Texas, if I'm not mistaken, SXSW. And there, Mark Zuckerberg, he said, yeah, Instagram will have soon, because, I think also Meta got a little bit lashback on the change of the name. But Instagram Marketplace, if they're really making a decentralized or half decentralized marketplace, if there's not kind of a fake NFT thing, what basically will be in the Instagram or Facebook umbrella, internal like marketplace, you know what I mean? So you cannot take it outside. Then it's if they build a real NFT marketplace and you can buy and sell and trade and create, man, then Instagram, biggest social platform on the planet, then that's also a statement. Yeah. And yeah, there's gonna be so much shit on the market. Yeah. And I think
of course
everybody will maybe create now NFTs then. Yeah. It's like a NFT influencer. Yeah, we have already some, but yeah, I think it's awesome with the NFTs. What's all possible. Here, for example, also what I show is here Matrix World, yeah, and Matrix World is also for me very underrated. Yeah, it's basically you can buy here the land vouchers of Matrix World, and you have different sizes of land. Yeah, somewhere there's also a map here, and it's not like sandbox. It's a little bit different, but you see that it's already a lot of population on this Matrix world, and this is more like a kind of what you saw in the trailer on the website. Yeah, if you go back to the home screen, what they're planning is kind of diving into this Matrix world characters. They look all like that, and they have a pretty good roadmap. I really love the roadmap. They have some interesting investors. They have Dapper on it. They are huge for NFTs, with the NBA shots and CryptoKitties. Animoca Brands is there. So they have some people who investing pioneers in the space. They on the investment side, collaborations. Now they have Dapper, Flow, Wearable, Panther Beer. This is also NFT collection, pretty successful. OpenSea, Hashkey. So there's like interesting people on the deck, and they're building something awesome here. And yeah, the land is sold out, of course. Yeah. But if you check like here, I think the floor for the small one, or a mint was 0.2 ETH. Now it's 1 ETH. Of course, after a while, if you check like, you know, after the period after mint, so it's around October, yeah, and it's still as always. I wouldn't say the biggest movement on the charts here, but
But I
it's
mean,
still
like a
cheap.
5x for holding 5 months. That's specifically if you're looking at like the long-term potential.
Yeah,
That's like a good return. Maybe one
yeah,
more skeptical question about these like metaverse
yeah.
and stuff. When I compare this to a classical MMORPG, right? How is this any different? Because this would be, from my point of view, basically an MMORPG in NFTs, but cut up in different sections, character separate, land separate, and you can have some share of the game, right? There's some share to it. But what is it about the metaverse that would make it so different than a regular MMORPG, apart from you building on it yourself and monetizing it?
Mm. I mean, it's like, so in this case, for example, Matrix World or Sandbox, so you buy the land and you build on your own land, you know, like that's cool. I mean, you build in a game. Yeah, nobody that wasn't like, you don't have to really not in that you have games where you build something, but it's not yours. And it's that's, I think the fact that now you own a part of the world, in the world you maybe like to participate in hours, spending hours there in gaming, or you just build or you just hold, because there's also an interesting land here for the for Mavia, for example, basically as a land holder, and there's many models, and we talked last time about shrapnel. So you get
Yeah.
this like this super expensive land, and it gives you just lifelong utility. Or Gunzilla is also a game, you buy the NFT and it's connected with kind of a mining power of the token, you know, so they have kind of a token miners for their own token, and you basically get your tokens like every day, like airdropped, or I don't know how that function works, but I like that part. And it's kind of so many utilities what you can give, and that's why having the ownership on something, that's first time, especially for us in a real world where you basically actually don't own much, you know, what you
Yeah,
own
right.
if you rent a house, it's like, you know. So, and then I tell you, there's like, there will be people that earn in the real world, they own nothing, they own more in the digital world, in the metaverse, because they can they play, they get NFTs, the NFTs become more valuable. I don't know, there's like, there will be a shift, there will be metaverse millionaires, and in real life it's maybe different, you know.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Good answer.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
and
BioLand.
it's like, and BYO Land is, I think, definitely is. They have also like, um, yeah, they have the bio pills also. What I think being the first drop that was from them. The pills, they look a little bit fancy, yeah, and yeah, they actually trading really well. Then you have the characters, you know. And it's a little bit like Cypher. Cypher was also a game. They had like three for their characters in game. They had like three collections. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think to yeah, NFT drops is like a very nice feature to give ownership, and that is attach you right away to the games. And if you check, for example, here Biocraft, yeah, maybe it's like, it's not saying so much on them. You know, I personally, I don't like these guys here. You know, they're too spacey for me personally. But I like the pills, the idea about that. I like the land, and the reveal is not yet out. And if you check, yeah, how this actually looks like later in game, I don't know there was somewhere a trailer. I don't know where is it now. Yeah, anyway, I think on YouTube they have a trailer, but it's awesome graphics, you know, like BioLand.
Oh, it says right there, watch trailer.
Oh, sorry, where was that? Here. Okay, let's go.
Right there.
Yeah.
Level up. It's also
I
like a
have sound,
post-apocalyptic world. Interesting. Probably indeed with the with the sound is probably a lot more intense to watch. Some Minecraft dude splitting open the earth. Gives me like a kind of like a Fallout game vibe.
I think that is just it was a like kind of a story trailer. But this is in-game graphics here. What do you see? So it's
That's
pretty
actually
impressive.
in-game.
Yeah, I think I showed last time a quick gameplay trailer, but I can't find anymore. Yeah, but it's awesome graphics. So I was super surprised when I saw these pills. That was the first thing I saw of the game. I loved the idea. I went to the website and saw the guys, the dudes here, and then it's like there's so much more behind that, So very interesting project. I see it many times. I have kind of a like a few people I follow for certain NFTs, especially gaming. And yeah, they're still talking. Since 2 months, we've been talking about this actually.
Yeah, I've actually following BioPills for quite a while as well. The thing is, what I like most about them is they have a small following, relatively, and it's not marketing hype, right? So they don't rely on the big announcement, the big mints, the following that they do have. You see NFT sets with like 400K followers just for the mint, and then the project dies basically. And I think BioPills has only like 40K or something, 42K, right? Something like this. I haven't checked in with them, but I think I follow them. It's quite small.
42K on Discord or Twitter?
No, I think on Twitter. No? Or is it like higher?
Let me check.
I follow a guy which is really, he also has like a super tiny following. I think he has like 2,000 followers, but he like really goes into
34,000.
Yeah. And you can imagine that the community, if you look at the general engagement, it's high, right? They don't inflate the numbers.
Yeah.
People are actually interested in this, what they're actually trying to deliver. And that alone shows already the unique spin to it, right? Because the principle in NFT games and stuff right now is buy fake followers and shout outs all the way up to the mint, then try to sell out the mint, and then we'll figure out what we're going to develop. And this is just, they give so much more explanation, the lore and everything. So that actually got me started here, but obviously, as usual, I had other things to do and drifted away. But now I feel like I should get back into it.
Yeah, no, it's really, and how they built up. I think they built a whole story about it. So you're really curious what's happening. You're really curious. What is these pills for? Yeah, because from the trailer we watched, unfortunately without sound, so it's not so entertaining. It's like it's changing kind of the vision or the planet or whatever you see. So I don't know. It's like it's super futuristic. Some people like that or not, but I mean, we are not. I'm not only here for the graphics and for what they do, but also the aspects of why it could be a successful project. And there's definitely some indicators here. Many, I would say, and yeah, that could be a long-term play. So there's something. It's with everything you invest early, and that's why, let's say, for example, if you invest in a seed or private round, you take more risk. Maybe if there's like a, where the project goes. I think there's on NFT side, there's a little bit less of a risk. If you're not following the hype, like the NBA Bored Apes or the Grandma Apes Club or something like that. There's so many stuff, yeah, even actually the grandma apes or something like that, they've been, I got few and they've been not so bad actually. But anyway, so the point is, there's too many copy out there, you know, like, and why is that? Because like it was the same with the meme coin last year. There was like so many meme coins everywhere. Raptor token, the craziest name about meme coins. So there's a trend, and people follow. And at the moment, it's still hot. It's easy money for a lot of people on NFT side, you know. And it's a little bit. It's again with crypto, you know. Where's money? There's people who want to make the quick flip or the money. And so I think it's but projects like this, listen to the right people, follow the right people, talk with your people, with your friends, with your community, with the Digits Club, and then you and the decision you need to make at the end, you know. But
yeah,
I think
I think do your own research component is still maybe 40-50% of the work, right? If people can just filter the quality of the projects for you, right? Like, oh, these might be interesting picks. And then you still have to commit, read the white paper, discover what it's all about, all the next steps. Because you mentioned, I think previously on one of the other AMAs that you got land in BigTime.
yeah.
Jose is saying that there's another sale coming up in terms of the land. What do you think about that?
I mean, it's still like the last pieces they sell, yeah. So they want to sell off the spaces, because the spaces are the only way in BigTime to basically to craft items, and with these items you can earn the token, you know. So if you don't own space and you cannot craft your own items, you need to buy the items, you know. So it's free to play, but to get basically items, what is generating the token, you need to have a space.
Right.
So spaces is the name of the land. So, and they have now the exalted land sale of spaces. Still, like they're doing promos. They're also asking us to take the BigTime land, and BigTime is, for me, is a no-brainer. They just did you saw that 2 days ago or yesterday there was a premiere of the gameplay trailer.
I haven't seen it. No, I did see the first the guy running with like some kind of like some kind of long double axe. But that
so
was
it's 1.5 minutes.
Tokyo.
It's 1.5 minutes. So yeah, here the premiere, and it's again without a pre-alpha gameplay, and it's looks crazy. And this reminds me so much on World of Warcraft, you know. And yeah, of course not from the graphics, but if you see the animations, awesome. Yeah, there's like, yeah, mage, like a dungeon. You here there's Chronomancer, Shadowblade. That's the one character. Nice visuals, and yeah, it's definitely, the dungeon rates is all include. And yeah, and having these spaces is definitely, if you want to, basically, especially for guilds, is important, because basically you can build a guild in BigTime. So you have all these spaces. So we own around 5,000 spaces. That's more than enough, I believe, to get on the tokens. Yeah, but we can monetize them with the guild. So this is kind of a good feature for us.
How much is the supply of the spaces?
I need to check. I don't know by heart.
Because if you own 5,000, that's like a lot, right? Many. Yeah,
but it's like in the guild sale. In the guild sale was, I mean, it's like for each player, kind of, you know, like, and if you think,
each player would need one space.
You don't need any space, but it's say basically one space is for you can maybe I think attach with one player, so that's he can forge on that space. And in the guild, you can basically, I think many player can utilize these spaces. So
fair enough. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I think the largest purchase was 1 million from Yield Guild and Merit Cycle. So that was really a large sale off on the guild side. But that's what they want, you know. They don't want really give. They have even the public sale is not sold out, you know, like, because there's a lot, but they planning, I tell you, they're planning for a large audience, really. These
Right.
people, I talked to Michael, the CMO, and he did like for, I think for 8, 9 of the top games, all the marketing. So he's the marketing guy. He showed me like, and he is really like, they're an all-star team. Yeah. Decentraland, the CEO of Decentraland is there. Yeah. Also on BigTime. Then the team of them, they're working all on the major game studios, Riot, Blizzard, EA, and so on. So BigTime is definitely gonna be. Depends on the timing. If they now need, let's say they announced for 2022, but if they need now 2, 3, 4 years development time, then I cannot guarantee. But for me, BigTime is something we have to be there as a guild. Definitely, I think it's an awesome gameplay. And tomorrow I have the demo, but it's, you need to sign an NDA that they let you in, you know, and you can play 30 minutes and then they kick you off because they have like marathon, yeah, like every hour there's like maximum of 10 people at the moment, and you can play the demo, and this is already ongoing for I think 6 days, and it's still for 2 more weeks to get really like people in. People can ask questions and all anybody who invested, anybody who want to know anything about the game is really like for the investor side, and of course guild side, because we will basically carrying the message, and you know, that's also create hype, you know. So you're not allowed to show something, but you can like, yeah, maybe like, yeah, oh, you come out of the demo and you're so stunned from that, you know. So yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Interesting. I just love how the connections and the information, because to be fair, BigTime, it looks good, right? The backers look good and everything, but we would never know about all these things if it wasn't for you, right? So those connections really service, because as you mentioned before earlier on the AMA, there are just so many projects out there, right?
Yeah.
So you can't really focus until people tell you like, hey, this is something you might want to consider. Interesting. Every day we learn something new.
Yeah, and I had a, when was it? This morning I had an interesting call with Avalanche and Avex, and I mean it's 2 different projects, but of course because Avalanche is on Avex since minute 1, so they have a very close connection. Also, Avex Labs, and they're actually there. I don't know, for some reason, because Avex is just like also like, let's say, looks like a promising blockchain. So everybody think Avalanche is like the launchpad, you know, but Avalanche told us like, we're actually too small to make a full race, you know, like for example, like Shrapnel is launching on Avalanche, but they said we cannot make a 2 million race. I mean, we don't want to take that responsibility on us, you know, based on the code. So, and our goal was to get a co-launch with Avalanche, and we pitch it as a guild, and they're super happy about it. They said, man, it's like, oh, that's an awesome idea, a guild launchpad, blah blah blah. And then because they didn't want to become actually a gaming blockchain, but now it's like so much games joining on Avex, but Avex is also pushing for it. So now basically they're launching games, and they have not so much expertise in games. And now we came in today in the call, and they said like, man, it's like, hey, it's awesome, like, because they don't know how to get on all that, you know. They want to say no, but they also have no capacity. So now, it's not official, but I think we will meet next week, and we work on a serious partnership on that. So yeah, super happy about it. And this is like, because you talk to the people, you know, I was thinking like, oh man, they must be spoiled, you know, like AVX with all that hype and all that stuff, you know. And this is how you get actually awesome information, because Shrapnel, they also don't have blockchain experience, you know, because they're coming from the gaming side. So they came to AVEX, that they helped them in the gaming side. And now what we try to establish here, sorry, we talk about Unix now, but is like coming really with the crypto gaming experience into the on them, and basically becoming kind of an advisor on the launchpad
Right.
side. And for us, it's really not like in the beginning, you know, it's not really to think always on profit. It's more about value, value, value. And I'm talking about value can be like information, can be knowledge, can be so many things, right?
Right.
And then later, like once you build the partnership and it's strong, that people rely and trust each other, that, you know, same with you with your club, right? If you wouldn't be transparent and trustful, you know, they wouldn't follow you, or your community wouldn't support you, right? So it's the same thing. So we building that in a different way, because we have a project, we can connect with other projects. And was an awesome meeting. 6 o'clock this morning, because there was no other slot for the next 3 weeks. That was the best 6 morning call I ever had. You know,
Yeah.
no, there was, but you know, it's like, and what we approach a little bit like from the gamer side, and really like straightforward. Like I don't need to be someone to get a deal done. I mean, it's like, Colin, if I wouldn't like you, I wouldn't be here. You know, it's like I wouldn't spend Friday nights, Friday nights,
Yeah.
10 p.m. And joining to your community. Don't get me wrong, yeah, but it's because we had very good connection, and we talk, and maybe, yeah, we have a different kind of expression. I'm more maybe it's like talking a lot with my hands, you know, like, and uncontrolled, I would say. But you know, it's like it's like it's matching, and I think these connections, this is very important for the space, and to build like a longer lasting network and partnerships. Yeah.
So what would you say for the people perhaps that, of course, you know, you have a really big ecosystem. At the Digits Club, we run a lot smaller ecosystem. But what perhaps for the individuals, because Tom asked a question about, he's coming from his own point of view, right? Working 40, 50, 60 hours. Maybe doesn't have these connections, right? He's trying to get the alpha information, at least at Digit Club. So he made the first step. What other things would you suggest him to do to stay in the loop on all the rapid changes that are happening in regards to NFT mints, land mints, and basically everything involved in the crypto space?
Just to stay updated, yeah, not to launch
Yeah.
an own crypto project.
Yeah, just to stay updated, because that's, I think, already a challenge by itself.
I mean, from NFT side, I think it's a pretty it's a little bit easier than from the blue chip NFTs. Yeah, there's a few people you should follow, yeah, on Twitter, and let them talk about something, and then just like get your daily dose of something, you know. And then it's not even that there's a call to action yet. It's more about following kind of a certain people, so you get the feed of their network as well. Yeah, so it's like just the algorithm of Twitter.
Who would you say are powerful? Because I only know two. I know Gamify CEO and It's Digits. But who are the other ones that you might want to consider?
I you know, I cannot recall all the text, but there's like
Because I like Loopify, right? He definitely has a different opinion than me on most things, but he's like the builder of the Treeverse, the guy that's building out the Treeverse. So I think he has a good opinion on most things. Interesting
yeah,
opinion, at
but
least.
I'm not talking really. So if for NFTs, and for me the best in my opinion is NFTverse as a YouTuber. Yeah.
Okay.
I like him because he have all the tools there. I think he's pretty knowledgeable, and there's more. I can make a list what I watch, you know, like what I consume. I mean, on Twitter, because Twitter is I think for especially for blue chip NFTs, is you cannot find them on YouTube. On YouTube, it's too late. I mean, not too late. It's never too late. Okay. But you will not find mint dates there. Okay. And
Right.
who raised the question? Tom?
Yeah, Tom.
Yeah. So I think what challenge for me personally is all the discords. I don't have time. I don't know how much you time have, like to go in the discords, look for the mints or whitelist and do the challenges, what you have to do. I personally don't have time to get on the mint state. So, but what we have, not personally, it's in Unix, but there's also like kind of a way, hire someone, I don't know, like, or find someone who like to be in Discord, like a mod, you know, and it's like really, for example, a mod who's working for you, or kind of a PA who do all that stuff like on Discord. It's maybe $50 a week, you know, if you
Right.
if someone have that, you know, who's basically tracking certain Discords on mint dates. And that's one option, to just outsource some stuff. The heavy due diligence, like, or finding the leads, it's definitely Twitter, you know, and what people talking about, because it's again, and there was a German video from someone I know from back in the days. He is kind of an influencer, but not for crypto, just random influencer, and he made a test. How can I get into crypto? Sorry, in blue chip, you know, like just to apply, and then I'm an influencer. So, and every project want that, you know, so you get a whitelist spot, whitelist spot, whitelist spot. That's all. And he made a self experiment. He said, like, he applied for 5 collection. One was Invisible Friend. They didn't reply at all. But 4 other projects, and he made kind of, I think, €2,500 just by getting whitelisted, you know. And he even not, he tweeted or posted something and he deleted it, and nobody cares, you know, like he showed him the proof, that's it. So that was what he did. But yeah, what I see is like the legit projects, you know, they have always like kind of already a network. Yeah. And this is with people who are strong in the network. So research, again, sorry, Tom, yeah, Twitter, YouTube, a few people to follow. And yeah, and Discord is for me also too stressful, really, to be in all the chats, you know. This is, I cannot do that.
Just don't have the time. I think the balance should be between 2 things, Tom. The balance would be, if you don't have time, right? So for me, Mirko, the same. I rather buy before, after the reveal happens, and I'm willing to pay a little bit more to get the NFT I want, because I play the 6 months to 2-year game on the NFTs that I actually want, right? So I'm willing to pay 5x the mint price just to get the NFT that I want for the long term. If you want to make the short-term flips, so let's say $500 on the NFT flip, $1,000 on the NFT flips, then you would have to grind the whitelists. And in that case, find somebody to grind the whitelists for you if you don't have the time, right? So those are like the 2 major things to consider to ensure that you, at the end of the day, get those NFTs, right? Otherwise you would miss out, perhaps.
Yeah, I think for next, if there's interesting NFTs for next video, we can talk about like for example, this is a new project here. Yeah? This is a zombie club token. Yeah? And there's usually, like, in the beginning, there's always like a large sales, you know, because people are flipping and flipping and flipping and flipping.
Mm-hmm.
But usually, like, after a few days, and let's go to Karafuru. This is like same with the token launch on Binance. You have that huge green candle, and then people are selling right away. There's 1,000 bots involved, and usually the people who on the, you know, in the wrong moment don't buy when it's released. Usually, like, wait until, you know, it's got his, let's say, rhythm. And let's say here Karafuru was super successful. Yeah. And this is, you can see that that trend actually on all NFTs. Yeah. There is always like a huge sales, you know, you see the candle, this is the number of sales, you see the huge sales, they last maybe a week, maybe 2, and then it's quiet, you know. And that would be maybe the time to look for an entry, you know. And then depends, of course, if the market's stable, there's also market sentiments, like, but when there's no more sales and then, or less sales, then it's maybe good to pick a floor. Yeah.
Yes, basically still when we make it relative to coins, so the fear and greed index, right? Maybe on the open sea, when the hype has died out, when it appears the project becomes boring and bearish, that would be the best entry if you're in it for the long term, right? And I think that's one of the things, what we learned from this bear market, or most people learned, is to be zooming out. The day-to-day doesn't matter that much. Look at the week-to-week, preferably month-to-month, right? Specifically on these illiquid NFTs, because if you want to sell them, at that point, you're probably too late. You won't find a buyer instantly unless you're selling on a cycle up, but it's most likely you're selling, or you want to sell, when the market is turning bad, right? Bearish. That's at least something to consider, because you don't want to be, at least as an investor, if you are a short-term investor in these NFTs, you don't want to be the one holding the bag at the end of the day and have to sit through these NFTs with the bear market, unless it's something like land plots where you get staking rewards, different utilities, and it's a more longer-term play. But I feel like a lot of people are still very much focused on flipping NFTs on a day-by-day basis, right? And that's basically the same thing as playing the market with day trades on coins, right? Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but maybe a longer term collecting assets is more a better choice. Who knows?
I think it's also like with trading, you have strategies, you know, like, and there's several strategies also in NFT. Like we thought is, I think in the other show we said, yeah, it's always good to have 3. Some people they buy a lot, then so they try to get profit and then keep holding, you know, so you basically have your return of investment back. It's so many ways. And
when I look at it, when I talk with people, I often see that the foundation is cash flow, right? How much cash do they have? And based on that, you'll see different strategies. The smaller guys doing often more flips, right? Because when I look at my portfolio and people talk about minting, selling before the reveal, and make, let's say, half an Ethereum, I just can't be fucking bothered to do that. You know, stay up until the mint, which is also for me like 10 p.m., midnight, and then make half an Ethereum while I have so many other responsibilities to focus on. But however, not being negligent, for the people that do need that money, it's an amazing opportunity. You can make like $1,000 a day by just staying up and just doing some additional work, right? So don't neglect it because people with bigger portfolios don't focus on it, but do understand what Mirko said, different strategies for different levels, so to say. Or preference, or personal preference.
I mean, with the show, it's like, I really don't know how interesting is this topic, because it's building out, let's say, an NFT strategy. Either this could be a workshop, you know, this could be maybe something. I don't know if this is interesting. If maybe you get feedback from your community, maybe we can think about that for one show. But maybe let's go through a few more projects. I think they're super interesting. Is NFTWorlds, for example. I talked about this the other day. So there was also the mint. It was in November, and I think you could get it that time for 0.4, 0.6. So if I go back in the time, the average sales price, let me go all time. Yeah, October, 0.3 ETH. And now we have a floor of 8.8. And I think it was, in the meantime, it was even on 18. The floor, all-time high floor, NFT floor.
Can you imagine if you bought 50 of them? Holy shit.
Yeah. And it's really like interesting, because it's not mentioning here on the website, right? But basically, Minecraft, it's a huge game, and basically Minecraft, they're building on these NFT worlds, and you can stake it. So I think for an average stake, you get 4,000 world token in a month. So since they have the staking rewards live, so here this is the world token.
I covered the world token yesterday, but is there any other utility? Because it appears to just be going down on CoinMarketCap.
What I saw today, let me check quick, because
CoinMarketCap is under the gaming, so just a huge pump today. Yeah.
So
okay.
basically is NFTWorlds, and where is it? We need to go back to the Twitter, because it's basically a Minecraft game, and you can play Minecraft in so on these lands, and you can basically purchase or ask even the people of NFTWorlds to build you a metaverse on your piece of land and monetizing it, earning more world token. And basically player, they use the world token in game, and I think they're releasing now soon that you can, while you're playing, you can utilize the world token in Minecraft, basically in that world, what is built and connected with your NFT world land. It's huge. It's massive. And there's just a few lands so far developed from what they have, 10,000, I believe. Yeah, exactly. So if you go through kind of some more advanced lands, it's also interesting to see. Yeah, see, there's already like theme parks, you know, like people already building something on these lands, you know, like
That's
this is
crazy.
already developed. Yeah, some of them. Yeah, so what they did, they and I think we checked it in November when we bought some. The developing cost for a world was, I think, $5,000. I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm mistaken, but it was not so expensive. And you can get basically, they've been able to get a whole world, you know. And
Right.
yeah, so here's verified builder, entity builds. And this is now just on this little picture. But if you go in Minecraft, there's like a freaking huge world. The Kongs, they have also a land here, and many more. So it's really interesting project. Yeah. And yeah, I think so. If you go to, because there's also different rarities, and if you go, the floor was 8.8. If you go to rarity sniper, then you can get like, I think, a good rarity for around 10 ETH, yeah, 12 ETH. So it's not too bad. And you can stake it. You can get your world token just passive from staking. Plus, you can develop your land, and then people can utilize your land as a world, you know, as a gameplay. You need to connect it somehow. I'm not familiar with this. It's a technical thing, but yeah, here like Minecraft, racing, you know, there's so many things what you can do in the world. They're building now the new website here, and there's a lot of things going on. And here's a little bit explanation about the infrastructure, the layers. So yeah, they have really interesting model, like what they all want to do.
Yeah, very cool.
Something. Hmm?
Very cool. I mean, like for me personally, it's still just adjusting to all these things that are possible, right? When I see these things, I'm just blown away. Whereas like, and I spent a good 16 hours a day in the crypto NFT space trying to get up to date with our own products, but everything that's going on. I can't imagine somebody that spends half an hour a day. You'll miss so many of the opportunities, can't really keep up with everything, of course, but whatever is already possible in the current stage. And you spoke before, these are like pre-alpha stages, right? For most of these things. So what the actual product will be once it's ready could be like absolutely mind-blowing. And I think Zuckerberg, among other people, they understand this.
Yeah. And here, just as an example, yeah. So what I said before, right? It's the matter of time when the NFTs reveal their utility, yeah. Because you saw
Yeah.
it, yeah. There was the mint, there was the price, and then was a long time was nothing. In January there was, okay, maybe news. I don't know what was the development status, but here was basically Minecraft, gaming, access, you know. And then here the average sales price, 18 Ethereum, you know, on that particular period, you know. It's like, and because there's no utility on it, and they don't have heavy marketing, but it's like, it's just an awesome Minecraft. I don't know how many millions people. This was the most played game on a daily. I think 30 million people on a daily, yeah, like playing it or something like that. I can't super mistaken, but it's crazy what Minecraft. Clash of Clans. I had a comparison with the next one, what we will show now. Here, Mavia. We already covered it. It's a huge game,
Yeah.
Heroes of Mavia. Why I picked this one, for example, is definitely, of course, the backing. Yeah, we have everybody like who you want on the deck. Bitkraft, Delphi Digital, we have Alameda, we have Animoca, Binance Labs, Crypto, Genblocks, Yieldgeld, Hash Capital. So, and again, like what I said in another call, like Delphi, usually when they come on board, they're doing they're taking care of tokenomics. You know, this is what they are specialized in. Bitkraft is their venture arm. Yeah, is also focused on gaming. Animoca focus on gaming. Yeah, good. Labs is good to have. Support crypto.com and Genblock also very very good. Yeah, backing here looks like Clash of Clans. Yeah, so and it's basically I think that's what they want to build, right? But with the token ecosystem. And the interesting thing on Mavia is here's no Twitter. How you put not your Twitter here? 1 second, yeah. Mavia. Yeah. And I told you, like last time, the tokenomics, they've been super fancy. They've been like it looks like a subway, you know, a map of New York City. And I tried to find it because it's really like there's like a must be an army on people working on this token ecosystem that it's will be sustainable. Yeah, and it was somewhere here. If not, I take a shortcut. I know where to find it. Okay, let me just quick and change the. Sorry. Yeah, they had an AMA with the Neo Tokyo guys. Yeah, and see, this is actually where they presented the token ecosystem of their governance token and the Ruby token. Yeah, it's a little bit
looks like an engineering plan for like a shipping container or something.
Yeah, and it's basically what they do. It's they're simulating, you know, they're simulating here with thousands of possible, like, you know, like if this is percentage of people selling, this of people buying, you know, like, so they're simulating. And this is like what they're doing here is insane, you know, like for me to understand that it must be I mean you need at least a day, yeah, to get your head around. Right. That's why here also the CTO is explaining how it goes, you know, or the outcome. So they have definitely made a very, very good job on that. Again, like you don't know until it's not revealed. And here the land, if you go to the medium, it's a little bit more more in detail. That it was the minting, sorry. So yeah, it was again also like the mint price usually in is way below sometimes the actual price. So here the, let's say for a common land was 0.3, and on OpenSea it's now 0.7. So it's
That's
not that
bad.
Not bad, exactly. And also considering if you scroll down on the legendary land, there's a little bit more gap between that, but here the rare one is 1.7 ETH. So there is definitely, oops, where is it? It was 0.6. So there's of course a little bit went up. And the legendary is here 0.9 and it's now 3.4, something like that. Yeah.
You know this because you just bought some.
we know that, yes, because of the fact.
Top of your head. Fair.
And yeah, so and here is if you check on this, yeah. So this is how the land is used. Yeah, so either you sell it for the Mavia token, then you can rent your land for Mavia token, or you make partnerships, kind of a share model. So we are the land owner, Yeah. And then we let someone utilize our land, because the land is basically the playground. So, and then you get, it's basically kind of a scholarship model, but within land, you know, and you have 3 ways to monetize your land. That's why I love Mavia. And I like the ecosystem. Yeah. And what you saw. Yeah. I cannot explain it. It's too difficult, you know, what you saw, the subway, yeah, of how the Ruby token will be used in the game. So governance token Mavia, and then the red one is the Ruby token in game. And yeah, and then you have basically here is partnership explained. I'm not going too much in detail yet now, but yeah, you have the land, you have the arenas. There is on the website, there's a little bit a smaller explainer video here, starting with the marketplace. Yeah, you buy your land. They have basically their own interface, dashboard. Then you have live battle and streaming replays. Yeah, so basically what you also can do, you can bet on these games. That's also going to be very interesting. So, and then you have the partnerships. This is what I like the most. So basically you rent out your land now, your arena, and then you let people play on their arena against each other, you know, and this is super cool. See, super simple mechanic. This is what you want to share. This is, you know, selecting a few characters, and I don't know what's the status for, but yeah, it's definitely, it's a very simple user interface for people buying Mavia Land, utilizing it later in game. And here is again the same thing. Now there is no use on the land. Yeah, if I checked this this morning, or there was I think the floor was 0.72, you know, so it's like, you know, it's like no use at the moment. People selling, they're trying, you know, maybe getting impatient, maybe they want to buy ape token, you know, so, and it could be something. I mean, I don't know how much is your return on this, but at the end, it's also something. I mean, you own a piece of Mavia, you know, this is also something. You own a piece of something. You own, and let's say Mavia is going through the roof because it looks like Clash of Clans, and Clash of Clans have a monthly average players of 130 million players every month, since the last, I think, 2 years, even more. They had like, I think 2 years ago, they had like 150 monthly players. And imagine Mavia will break through. They have the Clash of Clans gameplay. You buy now the land, and it's not because I want to convince anybody, yeah? But imagine the demand on the land when 100, let's say, even not, let's say we don't need 130 million right now.
Let's say 1 million.
Infinity, I think, yeah, or let's say take 10% from 110. You already are the winner. You know, but actually you have maybe 4 million players. Titan Arena on the website, it says 23 million, what is not maybe correct. They've been logged in, they've been, you know, have an email, but they're not maybe playing actively. So this is like a little bit different. Maybe they're having 5, 6, 7 million active. I don't know. So yeah, and then imagine like, I don't know, this could be 100x in or 1000x maybe when the game really becomes popular, because there's limited demand. Yeah. So this is what I see on land. I mean, but still this is now, and there's just the one thing. There will be a few more additions on land because this now is all tropical. Okay. And you saw there's also winter. So there will be a few more land sales. So that's why the price will not be like with the next collection, you know, then it's maybe it will be in the same price range, but once the limit is reached, and there will not be unlimited supply, otherwise that makes no sense, right? But there will, for sure, this is now tropical, there's winter, maybe a few more. I didn't read too much how many more they have, but let's say if there's maybe 3-4 collections with 8K over time, and your collector, you see something is coming back, it's probably, I think it's a good move. But again, it's long-term play. The game need to be active. The game need to be attractive. If you get like the masses and you get like a few pieces of land, yeah, that's insane. Yeah, from 130 people, 130 million, there's like maybe, let's say 20K landowner. Boomba. Yeah. And
Crazy.
yeah, Heroes of
Yeah.
Mavia, and who is behind it? It's just like also smashing it, you know.
Just the whole, yeah, it just amazes me. The whole opportunity, just to think about what you said, what you phrased before. So you're actually owning the foundation of the game.
Yeah.
So much control. This one looks cool as well. Which one is this one?
This is Metroverse. Yeah, and they have already the Metroverse Blackout is also from them, and the Metroverse Genesis. And Metroverse is also, it's a little bit looks like NFTWorld when you see the stats. You know, you have like stats numbers on your land, and they have different stats here. And yeah, and they're like also, I really love the design of that. And they've been also like not trading too bad. They started here with 0.6, yeah, 0.7 after mint, of course. So the mint price, I'm not pretty sure what was that. Yeah, so it's like now the double price of that. There's still like, you see that, I mean, there was like on 17th, there was like 109 sales, you know, there's like a lot of volume on that, you know, actually. And yeah, they also, where's that on the follow side? I think you can, yeah, you can also stake your cities, what you see here, and then to mint basically, or to get this meat token, yeah, for your city blocks. And yeah, I really like the cities, how they're set up, but somewhere I wanted to show the backers, because they've have also a very interesting backing. And they're actually not so little, yeah, 132 already on their Discord, Telegram, sorry. And it's basically collect, trade, and stake your city blocks and earn the MET token. Yeah. And awesome graphic. This is like new. It's been just released, the Blackout, the Metro. So it's looks awesome. It's basically the space version of this Metro world. And yeah, and it's again, design is awesome. I don't remember where I can find now the backing of that, but definitely there is. I love, and again, it's for me sometimes it's so simple. For example, here to find a certain projects. I didn't look much for that. I went to rankings. Then here on the categories, I just set here virtual worlds. Yeah. Then I went through all of them. Like, I mean, there's like a lot of shitty ones here. This Pokemon collectible. I'm not clicking on that. You know what? Just went through some of them. And there I found this Metroverse. Yeah, because here, see, there's a lot of without any data. So it's just basically, I would say, like 45 projects, you know. And there was the Metroverse, and pretty cool. I never joined the Discord. Again, this is too much infos. Yeah, what's going on there. And then here is also, yeah, basically connect your wallet, stake your NFT, and there's like, I don't know, it's like you manage your block. Yeah, the one you buy, you manage your block and you earn, and you can upgrade that, and it's pretty cool. Your HUD simulator, I don't know, really, like you can enter your address here. So yeah, awesome project. And this one, the next one, the last one for today is Dropp, and Dropp is awesome.
It's the one we recently covered a little bit last time, right?
Yeah. So block, first of all, they have, yeah, they have an awesome backing. Yeah. Defines capital, 3 arrows, Animoca, Gen Block, Alameda Research, Spartan, a few smaller ones, the Solana Eco Fund. This is usually on the deck when it's about Solana incubation. It's a Solana project, not an OpenSea. They have already a huge social backers. What we we need on projects basically, or getting really the masses from the traditional world into your metaverse or onto your NFT collection. Yeah, the ecosystem, it's hard to explain sometimes if you don't have a live project, but basically they replicated in the beginning. Now they had Los Angeles sale. Yeah, so this one is now sold out on the Los Angeles part. And there's more drops to come. We're not going now to the white paper. But if we go now to the Telegram, actually I had a call with them and they didn't show up today. They apologized.
Really?
And yeah, they've been busy, but because we also want, to get our piece of land in Dropp. Like here, Genopets is a play to earn game. They got their little habitat, they got their stadium here, Maven Capital, yeah, VC fund. Then here, the land public sale is live now. That was 23 hours ago. There was some land was sold, public mint. It was here. There's actually already some interesting. There is what's the name again of this Nike collection Rect? The NFT Rect.
RTFK, something like this?
Yeah, 3 arrows. There's like several like bigger players already on the board here on Dropp. Yeah, and this is only LA. Yeah, so they bring out here more. Again, they have like very interesting partners. So basically here, Defines Capital, they get a building, and there's more places to get in basically. Yeah, and also it's also with staking connected. You can stake your land, and then it's like, it's like, so it's not only just leave it in my wallet. No, you put it to work, your land. So, right. And this is the cool thing with here, Fractal have his own slot also here. And for me, Dropp is an awesome project. So, yeah.
Just need to get a hold of them.
Yeah, this is, like the mint is one thing, but, if you want to have like a partnership, of course, we need to talk to them, like what is possible. Right. And not because we want to get like an exclusive deal. Of course, we like, look how it goes. But at the end, we want to have like an awesome building. Like can they build the Unixverse? Like can they put it there? So these questions we want to talk. And are there like what's their vision? You want to get the founder team like telling you basically what they're doing, right? Because they're the one who will run the project. And yeah, it's definitely it's the they will basically build the real world with the Dropp land and going basically that's what I covered already quickly in the other AMA, the connection to AR, and this is something you're earning through the 3D drops, through the land, sell and rent again, so you can rent out your land. That is, I think, super underrated at the moment, this project. And this is like this, if they have already Jake Paul, and this is one of the biggest or controversial influencers. I don't know how many millions he makes with freaking boxing because of his name, not because of his skill, so he is on board, plus the all-star team, Solana, what is definitely brings that a huge benefit for Solana, to have Dropp instead of like getting it on OpenSea. That makes also for me this one more special because the eye is always on OpenSea. People forget that there is Solana, and they forget that there's also AVAX is coming. Not yet on NFTs, but AVAX, I think they are the top 2 of TVL locked blockchains now, if I'm not mistaken. So AVAX really is pumping as well. And but yeah, it's
2.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I saw some news. I'm
okay.
But AVAX is also
high. Yeah, fair enough. I'm curious, right? When we look at these things, because I understand Mavia, the monetization there, because monetization for me, as you know, I go back to the boring investor uh, topics. I love how bullish you are and everything, right? And as would I be. Um, but I am very conservative, right? As you mentioned before, right? I look more on like the money side of things, more money in, money out kind of thing. When I look at something like this Dropp, I understand the NFTs look good. It does look good. They have like an artist focus, but what the fuck am I supposed to do in this metaverse, right? You can rent land, so I understand that there's like business economics into play, right? Because all of these metaverses do that. But what are players, or if it's even allowed to call a game, because I don't really see what the game is, but what is the additional added value of this apart from economic activity generation, if you get what I mean? Because with Mavia is definitely the game, right? The Clash of Clans style game. What would it be for Dropp, or is it yet to be figured out what that would be?
There's definitely more to explore. I mean, AR is definitely before VR, and AR I think could even remain longer than, and we're already using it. You know, if you think about, let's say, filter on Instagram, on Snapchat, that's AR filters. Pokemon Go was AR, and what they do is basically they're creating experiences in this AR. You know, you're going with your phone somewhere, and then or with the computer and you know replicate or giving basically combining. It's not that they, let's say the game is only virtual, right? So what
Right.
they do is they're connecting really like through augmented reality, bringing these things together. So projecting a Saurus whatever on the screen, and I don't know exactly how the full vision. That's why I want to talk to the founders, that
Right.
I get really like what is the long-term play, because you know white papers and websites, they're designed to be interesting, you know what I mean, and you can
Definitely.
actually like write a lot of stuff there, but if you don't get the confidence that they can build it, it's for me it's an AI is it's again, it's like we don't know where this goes. Yeah, I cannot see, but I believe this. Um, and Pokemon, for example, and more games going in this AR direction. It it's for the, especially for the mobile devices. If you think this is the, and we talk about gamers, you know, we talk about gamers that we have 3 billion or 2.5 billion on mobile. But what about people using mobile phones? You know, it's like there's like the whole world is actually using
Yeah,
mobile phones.
exactly.
You know, and then having something like this, so there's even a larger user base behind it. And again, like for I would, because I cannot utilize it with my time, your time, maybe everybody have maybe a job or whatever. Um, so that's why to play a game to have a yield, I don't have time. You don't have time, but to invest, to buy a land and to rent it out makes perfect sense for me. You know, then I
Right.
have something what is working for me, and I don't need to yeah, track performances or need to like waste an hour or something, or 2-3 hours, depends on, you know, like extra duty. So and again, it's a lot of speculation, of course, on that side. I'm super bullish on Dropp. And yes, we have the privilege, you know, because we have a company, you know, we can reach out and then, you know, get a call. It's like, you know, people open, yeah, they want to make business and partnerships. That's what it's all about.
Of course.
So, but yeah, I mean, this is like an early, and the land is not too expensive. Yeah. So for me, it's just like, you need to be kind of, I would say, an explorer, you know, like in in these things. You need to have like a healthy risk appetite, I would say. I definitely, not because you know, I'm not convinced because maybe a project or NFTWorlds made me a 10-20x, you know. It's not, then that's when I'm bullish on land. It's more about like I get, after I talk to the people or I see the performance or I see what they're doing, yeah, you get a feeling about it. And if you, for example, or other people we talk to, I don't want to make decisions alone on these things. That's why I like, for example, this community thing or DAO, or later on also for the legendary holder, that we discuss certain things. Should we invest or not? I mean, I asked directly then, as basically as the Unix DAO, okay, we have X amount, should be that or that project or both, or like, and I think it's a new experience also for users, because yeah, you have decisions kind of with a financial impact, and I think this is something interesting, and to discuss that, and really like, and maybe there's like a lot of heavy discussions, and I would love to get them, because if I not ask feedback, then I would just do what I think is the best. But
very much so. We introduced, I think 2 weeks ago in Digits Club, our DAO, about 100 people. And what I notice is I love it. 100% the best decision, because obviously I don't make the decisions. I just bring it to the DAO and we make a vote, right? Same with like block clouds, the things we spoke about with Unix. It's all by the DAO from now on. Simon didn't like it that much, but moving forward, it's great to see the different experience levels. That's one. The different economic backgrounds. That's two, right? You just get like such an opinion on every single, I think, level that matters, right? And that's everybody has something to contribute. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here, right? Who are interested in it, who are already invested in it, right? But it's also great that that's at the end of the day one of the true foundations of Web3, right? That nobody holds the ultimate power over where there has been investment. Obviously, you need to bring some things forward, right? So there always need to be like a leadership team. But when you go ahead. Sorry.
I really was happy that MetaMask announced also that they bring out a token with the DAO, because they're, for me, kind of like an OpenSea should do the same, but OpenSea, they're just like, as long as it's profitable, and why they should change, like they have still at the moment monopoly, so they ride the train, they build an invention. But yeah, I would love to see that everywhere. But I know that, for example, Facebook is not thinking like that. Instagram, I mean, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, right? So that's really
you're giving away so much power, right? So
yeah, and
it's
this
more,
is what they don't want. Like,
yes, the insecurity that brings. I mean, what I realized myself is that you still, as the actual owner of the equity behind it, you still have some power, because you still need to bring the proposals to the DAO until the DAO finds the proposals themselves, and it actually becomes, it takes time, right? It needs to develop you need to scout other projects. There's actually an interesting topic for the legendary tier on Unix. There will be a DAO. Of course, it's not live yet. How do you think that's going to go? Do you have like a time frame? What are you going to discuss in those groups?
I mean, first of all, in the beginning, we just need to find our audience, and really get things running, and taking like a lot of feedback, to improve that we have a good communication there. And yeah, we have a friend of mine. He is actually like kind of, I would say, a DAO expert. So he make all the implementation with us for certain levels. Yeah, it's like so, and he will be with us for 3 months. But not right in the beginning, because the launchpad is new itself, and there's so much work to do, and don't do too much things at once. So we wait until we understand, and let's say the business is running, we build some routines. Let's say maybe 1-2 months after, or 3 months after the launchpad is live, we already have the group, and we still can make decisions, but not yet as maybe the correct DAO proposal. That takes time, what you said, like it need to build up and so on. But yeah, that's the goal, working towards that. Yeah.
Interesting. Bringing the actual true vision to life, one step at a time.
And this is also something what I saw now with Bored Apes. I mean, we bring in the NFT collection, what I talked about the other day. And it's, I think, I mean, I don't want to conquer them. You know, I don't want to, you know, get the same success. It's nothing what I achieve. But I believe if you build really an NFT collection, same as them, yeah, as Bored Apes, and can be any picture. You know, the picture is definitely something what you know what you will see most of the time. So a smart branding is definitely needed. Yeah, and I don't know, is it a seagull or is it a turtle or is it an ape? I have no idea. We will still discuss that because I think, yeah, building utility on it was long lasting, you know, and let's say if the fund is working and the fund is become really value, you know, with the money, basically the collection, the raised funds from the collection invested, and you think it as a long-term play, same as, for example, now Bored Apes had I wouldn't say a fast success because the minting was, I think, almost 1 year ago. Yeah, it was like April or March, April. So 1 year later, they revealed their true strength. You know, look, oh yeah, the floor price increase. And but it took almost a year until they get where they are now. Yeah, before it was just trading and marketing or partnerships, right. And building something now also what again like financially what makes people happy. This is like it being an ultra success and enough utility, a growing ecosystem in this NFTs, coupled with a good story, you know, with a company, with a branding, with an identity, with kind of a status. And then you can build something now and let's think about Bitcoin. Where is it now? And not that we are Bitcoin or something, but Bitcoin is now Bored Apes. Yeah. And let's say this collection could be Ethereum. If you just consistent build on it, and it's a long-term play. It takes until Ethereum being to $2,000 took them also several years. You know what I mean? And the same with Bitcoin. And this is the same thing. It's like kind of that there's like, it become like a coin what is always there. It's like always there, always present. And you know, and having another reveal and another reveal and building on existing stuff and really making it round and adding more, let's say, and if we are not yet there that we have all the retail partnerships from from the outside world. The first one, Adidas, but there's so many. And if you go now, we don't look for Adidas brands. Yeah, we can get still, if we early, we can get Puma. Okay, if they want, you know, or I don't know, like, you know, it's like, because we're early, but as longer we wait, and it maybe become more difficult because then you are like, for example, now if you want to build a brand, you make drop shipping or something like that. You create a maybe print on demand store or something like that. It's hard to get like a big partnership, you know, in the real world. But it's like there's like this huge gap with Metaverse, what is here, in the traditional market. And I think if you build now in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, when we come like kind of on the same level, so everybody wants into the metaverse, and you have built something, there's such a demand, and then your project, your token, if you do it right, if you continuously, sorry, building, I think you will be like you've been always there. Yeah, they're like old timer, you know, like everybody knows you, you know, you're not fancy anymore, you know, but there's still like always something new partnership, new this and that. And yeah, I think this is the future. That's why we build now for the future. And then, yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah.
I think that's an amazing phrase to end it for today.
Yeah.
Inspirational, Mirko, as always. Every time we speak, we learn something new. I really appreciate you sharing the knowledge, sharing the love, really, because I truly believe that where we started with, need to stay connected with people. You know, hopefully we can offer you some insights as well. but you definitely bring us a lot of value. So thank you for that.
Yeah, very welcome, always.
In terms of perhaps next week, I know a lot of people spoke about the workshop in the chat, so that would be cool. I will actually discuss this with Donovan, who's now in charge of the Digits Club, because we have actually set up this week research reports. So we will provide you with research reports on NFT projects, on gamified projects. I will send those over to you, but they're specifically for Digits Club. So perhaps in terms of how to do the portfolio stuff, we can tie that in together. I think that would be really cool because we have a little research club going right now. But I'll send you an update on that. Everybody, I'll send an update, make an announcement on Discord. Is there anything else you would like to add for today, Mirko?
No, it's I forgot the time. It's almost again 2 hours.
Yeah.
I hope your guys are really listen to it. Otherwise, maybe we make it or we keep it a little bit tight, 1 hour. Really, just you get feedback from the community, because 2 hours is long, you know.
Yeah,
and
it is. Well, I see people
yeah,
are still here from the beginning, and when I do the uploads, the watch time is really high. So people just love
okay, all
what you
good.
tell them. So it's amazing.
I'm just curious, you know, because I don't want to make bored someone, you know, like no, but again, sorry, I didn't follow chats much. I didn't know that there's so much going on. I was talking a lot. Yeah, any feedback always for the next time, please give me any questions also. Yeah, we have this Unix channel, right?
I think it's merged with the Launchpad, so it was a separate thread. But they can. I don't know if you do the tags at all, but I've been tagging you quite a bit. In
okay.
But if something interest comes through on Discord, I'll just make sure it's screenshotted, and then I'll DM you on Telegram.
Yeah, please.
So maybe the best.
If there's anything, maybe if there's questions, maybe you can, I don't know, drop them in Unix. Someone can collect them and send, or you send them on Telegram, because. Sorry, I have. I'm still the leader role in Discord. 200,000 people, by the way. New milestone on the Discord. So, and there's too much like
chaotic. I get it. No, it's all good. I'll make sure that that's being picked up, and then we'll get that going. I'll figure out a flow to make sure you're in the loop at all times.
Yeah. Was a pleasure, gentlemen. Thank you for your time, and then see you next time.
Likewise.
And
all right.
Yeah, have a great weekend.
Have a good weekend. Working again, as most of us are. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your evening, Mirko. Talk soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.